morning, fam. Welcome. My name is MagdalineJanet. If you are new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here hanging out. And of course, welcome back to my oldies but goodies. Fresh face and everything. Anytime I review a powder foundation, I'm like, wait, what? Because I don't do it so often. Had to get this Bare Minerals BarePro 16-hour foundation that's supposed to be balm. So what we're gonna do first, I have a little bit of moisture on the skin because I did my skincare. So when you're working with a powder foundation, you want to make sure your skin is sort of dried down. So I like to use a matte primer. Oh god, I need chapstick too. So I'm gonna use this new Smashbox matte primer that I just reviewed. We're gonna add it all over the skin. This matte primer does dry down very quickly. I try to either use a matte primer or like a pore filling primer. A primer I know will dry down on the skin, won't kind of leave patches, so when you go in with your powder foundation, it goes on smoothly. Meantime, I'm going to put some concealer and set it because you don't want wet to touch the dry powder. You want to make sure your concealer is dried down and set because you don't want it mixing because it could be a mess. Let's open this up. I got mine at Ulta. I don't think they have it at Sephora quite yet, but they do have it in some Ulta stores. I have the shade 30 medium cool. I'm usually not a cool. My undertone's neutral. Let's see, does it bring a sponge? It brings this little black sponge. Oh, this is nice. It's thin, very thin. So on one side, I am going to apply with the sponge on the left side. And then on the right side, this is a bronzer brush. It really will grab the product very well. And now that the primer is nicely set, you see how the skin is no longer shiny? Let's add the foundation and I'll give you all the info about the product. The new Bare Minerals BarePro 16-hour Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation retails for $35. I have the shade medium 30 cool. This is a vegan talc-free pressed powder that visibly improves skin tone and texture over time. This sweat, humidity, and transfer-resistant formula provides 16 hours of breathable, full coverage with a natural matte finish. Provides 24-hour oil and shine control, non-drying, non-caking formula, dermatologist tested. Key ingredients is pineapple complex that helps visibly brighten and smooth skin texture. Peony extract and sugar cane derived squalene helps hydrate and nourish for smoother, more even skin. Okay. Well, the shade's very cool. It's probably too cool, so it's not really my shade. Here on the sponge side, it's more of a fuller coverage versus the brush. It lightly taps it on, especially because this one's not as dense, but it's okay. It adds enough coverage so you guys can see the differences. Let me show you without the lights. This is the sponge. It's definitely matte and it's very soft on the skin. It went on very nice. And here is the brush. You see the brush? It's not as full coverage, but I don't think this is a full coverage foundation powder. I'm getting a satin matte out of it. I think the shade's a little too light too, but it's okay. So it is 7:30 right now. I'm just gonna put a little bit of bronzer, blush, keep the skin super simple. Oh wait, you know what? No, just kidding. Let's actually set the lids because I purposely didn't set them. I just put some concealer and then I'm just gonna set it with this powder just to see how it looks. It's actually setting the lids very nicely. A lot of times I find that powders really accentuate all the creases on the lid, but look how nice it looks. So for real, let me just speed it up and I'll be back. Full face and everything. This is how the skin looks, and I will say the bronzer and blush went on so freaking smoothly. Look at the skin. It looks natural, but like we have a little bit of powder on. It doesn't look cakey. It applied beautifully. Let's turn off these lights. Here is the brush side. Here is the little spongy side. I really like that. You can see a little bit of texture on my lids, you see, which can happen with powders. I typically don't set my eyelids with a powder foundation, but why not? Let's try it everywhere. So it does create that little texture, which is fine. Powder foundations are a bit heavier than like a setting powder. We have like this glow here, you see? It's just a slight glow. It doesn't feel heavy. I just love how nicely it glided onto the skin, and it didn't give you those like dry patches, you know? The color is a little off, but it's okay. I am surprised. But so let's just jump in front of the window so I can show you it looks in different lighting. See you later. Bye. Hey fam, here we are in front of the window. You can kind of see the coolness, right? From my neck to my face. I'm sure it will warm up, but here is the side we use the brush. I like it. It just looks so good. And then here is the side with the little sponge thingy. What side do you like better? Let me know. I just love also how fast everything just came together. It was so fast. I did everything in like 15 minutes. So I kind of like it. Everything, you see, no patches or anything. No pores or texture accentuated. Not bad, huh? But okay, bye. It is 5:40. I'm checking in a little bit early because I'm gonna go to the gym. Of course, before we get started, I do want to show you how the powder foundation was looking on the skin at around 2 o'clock, and I felt like the skin looked really good. The shade really warmed up to my skin tone. I didn't see much of a difference from the morning time, and here we are now 10 hours later. Look at this skin, this radiance. Like, the powder just melts into the skin. It doesn't sit up on top of the skin like some powder foundations do. So let's look and see. This is how the skin looks. Here's the brush side, and then here's the sponge side. I feel like I like the sponge side a little bit better, but look, oils are not really peeking through, and I've been drinking my water today. You drink a lot of water, it just creates a lot more moisture on the skin, which could appear that you look oily, but really we're just hydrated. Nothing's patchy, everything looks good. So wow, I haven't touched up, I haven't done anything, and I feel like because this is powder directly onto the skin, it's kind of keeping my oils at bay a lot more than a liquid foundation would, right? Love how quick it was. Like I told you in the morning, I got ready so early. I mean, not early, well, early and quick. Girl, we do not look gastadas, huh? Maybe my hair does, but you know, we're gonna ignore that. Like, what do you think? Tell me. Let me know. But yeah, this is it for day numero uno, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to day number 2. So you guys, after I did my check-in, I realized shade 30 Cool, it's not my shade. It's too light, it's too cool. And you know, I want to give you the best review possible. So I thought it was, but after looking, I'm like, I look a little ashy. So I got this shade, medium 35 neutral. I'm definitely a neutral gal, and I want to show you a swatch of the neutral shade. This is cool, this is neutral. What do you think? Actually, looking at the neutral, it's neutral. It just looks warm to me, but here, this is how it looks. And let's just add it here. Oh yeah, way better. You see how it matches this situation better? Let me add more. Versus neutral, let's put her like up here. It's just light. It matches my face, but it doesn't match my body. My face is a lot lighter than my body because I wear sunscreen daily. You see the difference like right here? Cool, 30 cool, and then 35 neutral. And what I want to show you is the swatches. This is 35 neutral, this is 30 cool. You see the major differences and how cool is literally blending into my hand, but my hand is way lighter than my face really. And then here is the 35 neutral, which is definitely closer to my actual skin tone. We wore it yesterday and it wore beautiful. Let's add a thin layer of foundation and then I'll be back. All right, so I just added my foundation. We're gonna set with the foundation powder. I always like to do 2-day reviews and use the product differently so you guys can see another way to use it. A lot of times I use powder foundation to set my foundation and it usually works. We're gonna use the same brush we used yesterday, just cleaning it a little bit. So let's just grab some. There's a lot of fallout too, or like kickback. And let's just set. And I'm gonna set one side so you can see. And I'm just tapping it in, working this powder in around the face. I'm not setting my under eyes with it because I find that foundation powder is just too heavy for that area. You guys know how picky I am with the under eyes because, girl, they're creasy, they're dark, they're dry. We don't need to emphasize anything. Wow, it's setting this nicely. Because this brush is a little flimsy, it's going to kind of give you an airbrush flawless look because it's just brushing it over, as opposed if you were to have a more dense brush, this just grabs the product and places it, and it's less likely for you to blend it out and it look like a thin layer as opposed to like a bunch of powder foundation on, you know? So that's why I like to use brushes like this, kind of like fluffy brushes like this that give you that airbrush lightweight look, but you still have product on, you know? Just not heavy. That's the point I'm trying to say. Let's look at before and after. This is the set side, this is not. Yeah. This is the set side and this is not. You know, I have to turn off the lights for you. This is the set. Look how smooth. Wow. Oh my God. You see, I had that little granito right there yesterday. Well, it's kind of still there. And this is the non-set side. Good. Okay, so let me just set this side and finish up the face and I'll be back. Just kidding. I wanted to show you the face. Just look how smooth the skin looks now. This is a good foundation I'm using. I'm using the Essence. I feel like this just kind of gave us that airbrush look. We still have a bit of a radiance to the skin. It doesn't look like dried AF, you know? Oh, let me tell you the time. It's 7. Oh crap, it's almost 8. Oh, I need to hurry. Okay, so let me finish up my face and I'll be back. Full face, peinada and everything. You guys, look at the skin. Look at this. Bronzer blush went on smoothly just like yesterday. I feel like we just have a very flawless look. You see no pores, no texture anywhere. The forehead here, you know, I have really big pores. You know, depending on the day, the pores are bigger, but for the most part, I have big pores. And it looks a little more of a full coverage because we did use a very light layer of liquid foundation. I will say this is quite a versatile product. I love when powder foundations can be worn a couple of ways because if you're spending $35, 36, however much is this, is a lot. You know, we want to use it different ways. This says it's a 16-hour wear foundation. I'm gonna do a longer wear test today so we can see how the skin looks. And yeah, so far, so good. And my lipstick I have is this one, the Plum Gloss from L'Oreal. Lipstick New Authentic is this shade right here. And yeah, let's just go to the window. Look how good it looks. It just looks radiant. It looks full coverage. It looks flawless. Wow, we have a radiance to it though. So, you know, we have oily skin. So let's see how that works out. But girl, look how good this looks. I'm liking today better. Especially because we have our shade too. So yeah, what do you think? Let me know. Okay, bye. I'm back. It is almost 10 o'clock. But of course, before we get started, I do want to show you how the skin was looking at around 3 o'clock today, and honestly, it was still looking flawless. Very, very flawless. It didn't cake up. It was looking very similar from the morning time. And here we are now, about 13 and a half hours later. I couldn't get to the 16 because, you know, I have to wake up early and film tomorrow. Look at the skin, and don't mind this hair. No touch-ups, no anything. It looks really freaking good. Let's turn the lights off. Of course, we're a little bit oily here because, you know, that's always gonna happen. But everything looks intact. Powder is so good. It just works very well. It gives you a very soft, blurred look without being too matte, without being too drying. It just really works on the skin by itself well, and it sets your foundation well. I don't look gastada. I feel like I had such a great skin day today because of this powder. Let's touch up and see. Look how just refreshed we look. You don't see pores, you don't see texture. Foundation's still on. This is really so freaking good. This is just another example of a great foundation powder. I'm really excited to freaking wear it. Just wanted to show you how the skin looks many hours later. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you've tried this type of foundation. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending a little bit of your day with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.